Jacksonville, and I'll tell you a little story. I had a boat, and it wasn't a pleasure boat because I'm always working like that. But I had a casino boat built here. It did great. We sold it, made a lot of money.
I remember it.
I love Jacksonville. Great place, great people.
Put the sign down.
Put your sign down. It's one hell of a beautiful place. I'm not a very rich guy, the owner of this big mansion. I don't have to feel good. Larry's been great. Everybody's been great. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. This is happening all over. No matter where I go, it's a message, and it's a movement. It's a movement. This is more than just like Donald Trump shows up, he speaks, he leaves. We're going to do something that's going to be so unbelievable. The whole world is talking about it. And we have to fight the media, constantly fighting the media.
Build a wall for them.
Because, you know, they don't want it to happen. They don't want to see it happening. No matter what, it is last night at Trump National Doral. I love that place. I love it. We had an incredible group of people. Same thing, such enthusiasm. They want to make America great again. It's simple. It's a very good, it's a very good and a very simple message. The American dream is back. We're going to bring it back. Bigger, better, stronger. And we're going to make America great again. And I have to tell you, I love the Blue Angels. I hear they're around somewhere. I love the Blue Angels. I do. So, a lot of things have happened over the last few days. And I have been the brunt of more bad press.
Bring it on! Bring it on!
You know I love polls. I love polls.
Yes!
I love the polls. When I did The Apprentice, I had the #1. I mean, I was always, and I was in love with ratings. And even now, I'm in love, and it's good for us because when I go to these television shows, so last week, Chris Wallace, I did his show. He had his highest ratings in 6.5 years. And then Meet the Press had their highest ratings. They had almost 4 million people. And Stephanopoulos had his highest ratings. And Face the Nation. And you know what it does? It gives us all power. And the reason we're getting those ratings is because people want to hear the message. It's an amazing message. And you know what it is? It's basically saying we're going to go out, we're going to work, we're going to get rid of all of these horrible restrictions. We are going to get the country, we're going to make it dynamic. You see my tax plan. My tax plan cuts taxes. We are right now the highest tax nation in the world. And by the way, education. We're 28th in education. We have by far the most per student, per capita. We spend more money per student than any other country in the world. We're number 28 for education. Think of it, just think of it. We have third world nations that do better than us on education because Jeb Bush and other people, they want to see education coming out of Washington, D.C. or ugly. They like common core, and we can't have that. But I put in a tax plan, and it's been really well received by a lot of people. And it brings corporate rates down to 15%. It's a big simplification. Some of my friends that own hedge funds are not exactly in love with me because I take away the carried interest, which is a little complicated, but it means not good for them. Who cares? They're making a lot of money. And remember, I'm self-funding my campaign. And they say, Donald, what are you doing? I say, I don't care, I gotta do the right thing. The only people I'm gonna be working for is right out here. And a big thing happened, because a lot of PACs, you know what PACs are? It's a crooked business, a bad business.
It's Obama's
they
people.
Have now super PACs. These are super dupers. They call them super duper PACs. And they put up millions and millions of dollars in these PACs. And those PACs control the candidates. Okay? They totally control. Carson is controlled by his PAC. Bush is controlled by his PAC. Rubio is controlled by his PAC, and he needs a lot of water on top of it.
Build a wall!
You ever see guys sweat like Rubio? I've never seen it. But they're controlled by their PACs. And what happened is many PACs were set up. Trump, one of them had the Art of the Deal PAC, another PAC. I turn on television, I see these guys, and you know what? They look okay. Who knows? But they say, oh, we love Trump, or we wanted this, and they want to raise money. I don't know what happens to that money once it's raised. I know too much about business to think positive. So I can just see one of these guys that doesn't have 10 cents, and all of a sudden he raises $2 million under a super PAC. Hey, I love it, and it's meant to me, but I still don't want it. But I can imagine where the money goes. But worse are the super PACs that are set up for candidates when they go out and run campaigns like, if you look honestly, Carson in Iowa, being run by a super PACs. Bush all over. Bush now has got to cut back. Because think of this. Here's a guy wants to run our country. And he can't even run his own campaign. And you know what? He's cutting back big. He's cutting back 40%. And everybody's agreed to take a 40% cut. All of us people. I mean, I have like a few people. What do you need these people for? In fact, I'm very proud of them. I'll be putting up a lot of money. Don't worry, it's not cheap to do this. But so far, I put up less money than anybody else, and I'm number one. And other guys. So I put up less money than anybody else, and I'm number one. Other people spend 25, 30. I think they reported the other day. I put up $2 million. I did. That's a good deal, right? I could trade that to one of these other candidates that have spent many times that money and they're at zero. Baby. You have a couple of them, zero with an arrow pointing less, which means less than zero. And how do you know what that means? Because that's what we have to do for our country. I'm not doing that in a bragging race this way. I don't care. I'll put up as much money as I need. I'm not going to that. I'm meeting the most incredible people. So what happens is I put up, and there's a big story. Hillary's like into 32 million. Rubio's running out of money. He's got no money. He spent much more than me. He's running out of money.
Apply for food stamps.
All of these people are spending money. And what I'm saying is that wouldn't it be nice if we had a country that would spend the least and be number one? Thank you. funny. I told my campaign people, I have very good people, nice people, great people. But I said, you know, I don't like to talk to him about how little I put up because it sounds good. They said, no, actually it sounds good. It sounds good. It does. But the truth is, and I have to say this, when you lease a plane, you have to pay it back. So a lot of the money that I spend, I lease it, I have to pay it back because the campaign has to lease. There are rules and regulations. So we go to the FPC and we say, what do you do here? Well, you have to take market value, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all the process. And you pay it back. So a lot of the money that I'm putting up, I'm paying it and I'm paying myself back. They've never had anybody that owned a Boeing 757 before. It's a little bit of Boeing now is building in China a massive plant. They're building a massive plant because China just put in a big order of planes and they said, you're going to build a massive plant and we're, by the way, going to take all of your technology. That didn't bother me because they take it anyway. You know, they take it anyway, whether you give it to them or not. But China is demanding that Boeing and everybody else build a massive plants. So there's no free trade, folks. There's no free trade. There's free trade for us. I call it stupid trade. And I'm a free trader. The problem with free trade is that you need really smart people representing you. Because we are getting ripped off like you wouldn't believe. So I'm going to finish a couple of things. Then we're going to talk about trade. We're going to talk about illegal immigration. Obamacare.
What?
Think about Obamacare.
Thank you.
Your premiums are up 45, 55%. Your deductibles, you have to die before you get any money, and then you're not going to get it. You can't get it. I know a friend who said, I had 4 major operations, he still doesn't qualify. You can't get it. It's a disaster. The $5 billion website, think of it.
Who wants it?
About it anymore. You know, the problem is everybody forgets quickly. You know, the public, and for some reason, they talk about an attention span of a couple of weeks. I'm not going to let people forget. I'm not going to let people forget. And the reason, in all fairness to everybody, the reason you forget is because there's so many other problems. We never win. We just don't win. We never win anymore. We're going to have so many victories. If I win, we're going to have so many victories. Japan. We're going to win against Mexico. And by the way, I love the Mexican people, but their leaders are ripping off our country. They are ripping off our country. We're going to win against Brazil.
Build the wall!
We're going to win. I can take anybody in this massive audience.
Yeah.
And I can say, where do you originally come from? Your parents, your grandparents.
Take me,
and they'll give me a name. And I'll say, that country's ripping us off. Everybody's ripping us off.
That's right.
Every country's ripping us off.
That's right.
Every single country.
Let's get it back.
So we're not going to let it happen anymore.
Bring it home.
We don't win on trade. We can't even beat ISIS. Think of it.
That's right. Bomb them.
So we are going to strengthen our military.
Yeah. That's right.
Nobody's going to mess with us. I'm going to talk about my favorite subject because I love the polls. I love them. I'm going to talk about it for a second. But one of the things that one of the polls, CNN poll, and I have to be telling the truth because I've seen that. Look at that camera on me, right? They never cover the audience. Nobody has any idea. I got home and I said this the other night, and I can say spin and show the audience, and the camera stays right on my face. And I say spin, show the people. When I got home the other night, we had a fantastic crowd in New Hampshire. We had another fantastic crowd, an unbelievable crowd in Virginia. We're all over. We always have crowds, we're overflow crowds like this. And the camera never moves, you know. I really think I'm a handsome guy, but I wouldn't want to see the camera. The camera never moves. And I say fan, you know the word fan? And I watch him. And the cameras, these guys are like steel because they're told don't move. So I get home the other night, my wife said, how was the crowd? Your speech looked good. I said, what do you mean the crowd? You didn't see it? No, they didn't show the crowd. I heard people, but they never showed the crowd. They just show your face and that's it. They do that on purpose. They're really dishonest people. Where's that Wall Street Journal? Hold on. Where's the Wall Street Journal? Where is the Wall Street Journal? Where? That's called having good people. See? We need good people. So look at the size of this paper. Look how small it is. Remember when it was big and beautiful and rich? You know, they bought the Wall Street Journal for $5 billion a few years ago. Now it's worth $500 million. And then they do an editorial criticizing my tax plan. But here's the beauty. We're going to go over it in a second. So I say, oh, gee, I mean, honestly, Bush is failing. He's a very nice person. Highly low on energy. He really is. He's low. He's low. Super low. I don't understand the whole deal. I don't know what's going on. Carson is lower energy than Bush. I don't understand what's going on because we're going to talk about the fact that for the first time in 100 days, I had a poll that said I'm in second place in Iowa. Don't worry. Don't worry. Only in Iowa. The rest of them are killing. And we'll talk about it. So, what happens, actually, we'll talk about that for a second, then I'll show you a picture, just to show you how dishonest these people are. So the polls come out, and I have great news, little bad news. I mean, you know, I'm entitled to a little bad news, right? My company's unbelievable. We're doing well. We're going to put that same brain power. You know, when I said I was going to run, everyone said, oh, probably not, because he won't want to file. Because maybe he's not as rich as people think. So when I filed, I was much richer. Much. I built a great company. Very low debt, tremendous cash flow, some of the greatest assets in the world, and I'm not bragging. I'm only saying it because that's the kind of thinking we need to run our country. On Friday, great poll, ABC Washington Post just comes out. Big poll, ABC, get to that. ABC Washington Post, right? I'm killing everybody. I'm at 32. Way up from the poll. In New Hampshire, I get this incredible poll. I think I'm 20 points above number 2. Great, nobody wants to say that. In New Jersey, I'm killing everybody, including the governor. I'm at 28 or 29. The governor, who's a nice guy, is a friend of mine, Chris Christie, he's at 5. In Nevada, I'm number 1 by so much, it's embarrassing. I won't tell you how much it's embarrassing. Here's the thing. In Nevada, just came out, I'm number 1 with Hispanics because they know they're put people to work. After that, you know, Doral, it's in Miami, it's a great place, one of the great places. I took it was a sick couple, and a man came up to me. I mean, everybody always made money with Doral. The Wall Street guys, they buy it and sell it 3 years later, make $100 million. Buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. Then the market crashed, so it's like musical chairs. Then I bought it for a really good price, right? And I was making this speech, I fixed it, made it great. And a man came up to me yesterday, he said, you know, Mr. Trump, I've been coming to this place for 25 years. If you can do the same job for the United States of America as you did making this place incredible, this is the best resort in the country. He said, wow, would that be something? I said, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So, number 1 in New Jersey, number 1 in Florida. Rubio behind. I mean, you talk about a guy who's sweating. Now he's really sweating.
Give him some water.
Very ambitious guy. He was very disloyal. I have to tell you about Rubio. He was very disloyal to Bush because everybody admits that Bush was his mentor, right? And everybody said he'll never run. Even I thought he'll never run because Bush was his mentor, and maybe it's Bush's time. So until we got to really know Bush and watched him perform, we also liked him. I liked him too. What's not to like him? Putin is saying, oh, I love Bush. Putin will love Bush. And he'll love Hillary. Will he push Hillary around? Will he push Hillary around? Oh, Hillary. So anyway, so they all said that Rubio will never run. He's a very ambitious guy, so he decides to run. So those two guys are fighting like crazy, and I'm laughing watching them fight. So I'm number one in Florida. Number one in South Carolina by a lot. Number one in North Carolina. Number one in Ohio against another very good guy named Kasich. He's a good guy. He's the governor of Ohio. I'm number one. Everybody said, oh, if you use the governor of Ohio, you'll win Ohio, but I'm number one by a lot. It's not even close, right? You know that. So I'm number one in Ohio. Listen to this. Number one in Massachusetts. But listen to the number. Now remember, we started out with 17 people. Too many. It's ridiculous. I mean, why don't 10 of these people just get out? They have no chance. So ridiculous. They think it's good for their brand. I think it's terrible for their brand, okay?
It's terrible.
I mean, a guy like Kentucky, who's a lousy governor, he's got zero, and he keeps running. And then he tells people I'm not a nice person. And by the way, I am a nice person, but we don't need nice, we need confidence.
Yeah!
What a joke he is. Okay. They should get out, go back to their family, retire, enjoy your life.
Exactly.
So,
Go plant the
so
round.
listen to this one. Number one in Massachusetts, but listen. 48%. 48%.
Yeah.
I think I'm 34 points above number two, Massachusetts. Great state, big state.
Something different.
And Tom Brady does love me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. A champion. Yes.
You always want Tom Brady as your golfer.
That's right.
But he said,
That was really
I always want Trump as my partner. That was a good shot. That could have an impact in Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
But you know what? Number one in Massachusetts. So here's what happened. So Bush has no money.
Who?
He's cutting. He's meeting today with mommy and daddy. And they're working on their campaign. Okay, they're working. And in all fairness, he wants to stay in. But I have some numbers.
Buy him out.
Cutting everybody 40% across the board. And everybody's agreeing to it. So me as a businessman, we have a lot of business people here. Me as a businessman said, well, if he's cutting everybody 40%, and every single person has agreed to it, why didn't he make that deal in the first place? Right? Does that make sense? In other words, he's going to cut 40%, you make the deal in the first place. You don't wait till you fail it. So he's failed. Then he's got a finance director, listen to this one. A finance director for a political campaign where he's losing badly and embarrassing his family. He's got a finance director who got paid already $1.3 million.
Wow.
I mean, I have good people. My people are better than them. You pay them peanuts, Corey, you're getting paid peanuts. I don't pay like that. I can't mentally. You know? So I have all these polls. Now that's the good news. Let me give you the bad news. So, and I don't actually believe it, because I was in Iowa the other night, and I had a crowd that was unbelievable. And I left Iowa, it was like a love fest, like this. It's a love fest. You're gonna win. Because they love the message.
You're gonna win, Donald. You're
I don't even know, maybe they like, I think people do like me, you know? I like people. They like the message, right? So I'm in Iowa. We have an unbelievable, I come home, let me give you the bad news. I'm number 2 in Iowa. I said, I don't believe it. One's Bloomberg, they hate me.
It was a typo.
The other one's a super liberal newspaper, the Des Moines Register, which is third grade, totally third grade, not respected in Iowa. It's a third grade public newspaper. So I got these 2 polls. Bloomberg hates me. Don't forget, Michael didn't want to run for president.
Right. You wonder why?
But he's totally against the Second Amendment. So it's no good. Yeah.
Right.
I'm for the Second Amendment, folks. Remember? He's always wanted to run, but he can't. And then he started doing the thing with the colors. You know, you can only have a thing this big, this big. You see these people coming out with seven containers of coal. So I get a little bit of this stuff. Let's go mixing government into our lives a little bit too much, right?
Yeah.
So I get a Bloomberg call, and it wasn't even bad. I'm in second place. Hey, I know 14 other candidates would love to be in second place. But I said I don't believe the call. But nevertheless, it came out. Now, nobody covered that 48 in Massachusetts. Nobody covered that the biggest poll of all, the Washington Post, ABC, and I wouldn't say they're in love with me, that I'm at 32 and killing everybody. And don't forget, when you say 32, when you have 15 people and you have 32, who gets 32?
That's right.
I'll take you out as a poker player, as any kind of a card player. I'll take that hand right now and never ever lose. You know, when I started out, before I announced I was running, my wife said, you know, I have a wonderful wife, Melania, and I have a wonderful daughter, Ivanka. My wife said, you know, darling, if you run, you're going to win, don't you? I said, what are you talking about? She said, people love you. And they want your toughness, and they want your kind of, they want you to help. The country's going to hell. They want you to help. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't like to think about it. So before I ran, nobody thought I was going to run. And a poll came out where I was at 3. Think of it. I was like all these guys. But that's because nobody thought I was going to run. But then I announced I was running. Then I filed this incredible financial statement, which I'm proud of. I might have filed it even if I didn't run. I was actually going to file my financials even if I wasn't going to run, because it takes guts to run. Let me tell you, it takes guts. Not easy. You understand. Look at that guy, just like he's rich. But you understand what I mean. It takes guts. I got a lot of really wealthy friends, and they're saying, man, how do you do that? That takes guts. I could do it. It's very interesting, but it takes guts. So,
what America needs.
Every week, a new poll will come out. So I went from 3 to 6, and every time I went up, they say, well, that's his plateau. He's got those people, but that's his plateau. You know, the talking heads, most of whom are incompetent and really, I mean, these people are, and they're angry. They're so angry at me because I proved them so wrong. They're so angry at Trump, they hate me. But the talking heads would say, well, so I'm at 6. Well, I can see how I got to 6, but you know that's a plateau. Then I go to 12 the next week. Well, you know, that's a plateau. Then I go to 18. Then I go to 20. Then I actually had one last week that was 41. I said, I'll take that plateau. I don't want to do any more polls. But every week I was at a plateau. So what happens, and it's incredible, we go out, we do the polls, but last 2 days ago, a day ago, I get these 2 polls. Remember, I don't believe them. I don't believe them. In Iowa, one place, and I love Iowa. And look, I don't have to say it.
It was a typo.
I'm Presbyterian. Can you believe it? Nobody believes it. I'm Presbyterian.
Okay, that's fine.
Presbyterian.
Good job.